All right, 8th graders, welcome back for lesson 3-4C, writing an equation for a line. Now in 3-4A, we found the slope and the intercept from the equation. And in 3-4B, we graphed using that slope and that intercept. What we're going to do today is take that slope and that intercept and write the equation. We are going to use the slope-intercept form of the line, y equals mx plus b. Remember, that's again what I told you. You've got to get that in your head, that that's the general equation for a line. We know the m, we know the b, so we're just going to substitute it into the equation. But we do have to be careful to write mx plus a negative b. We're going to change that to mx minus b. If you remember, that's the way you saw it when you came up with like a 0, -2. That equation would be something like y equals x minus 2. So we've got to watch out for that. So we are going to substitute. Looks like I have a spelling error here. We know that the m is 1/2. Well, m is the coefficient of x, so we simply write it in front of x. We know that we are going to add the b, which is -6. But we need to rewrite to y equals 1/2 x minus 6. That's this part from up here in letter C. Let's look at example 2. Our slope, our m, is 4, and our b is -2. So you hit pause. Try it, and then I'll show you how to do it. Okay, we know that m is 4, so we just simply put it in front of the x. And we know that b is -2, but this is that plus negative we need to rewrite. So we're going to rewrite it as y equals 4x minus 2. Again, try pause. You do 3 and 4, and then I'll show you what they look like. In this one, we have a positive b, so that's going to make it a lot easier. So y is going to equal, here's that m, -3/2. It just goes right in front of x. Yes, it's that easy. And we're going to have plus 5. In number 4, y equals 1/4. m is 1/4. So we put it right in front of the x. Now this time b is 0. Well, we don't write plus 0. We just leave it as 1/4 x. And I should point out that if m equals 1, we don't write that. We don't write that 1. So let's say that m equals 1 and b equals 3. I'm going to write that as y just equals 1 times x is x and then plus 3. So we don't usually write a coefficient of 1. Now we can sometimes do this from a graph. They're going to show us the line, which I didn't draw on here yet, and then you can find the intercept and you can find the slope. So we're going to be at -4, 0, we're going to be at 4, 4. It's going to go through the 2. I'll see if I can draw this. So we are going to find the y-intercept. Now, the y-intercept, remember that's 0b. We're looking for that b. So we're going to go at 0, and there it is. So it's going to be 0, 2. So b is going to equal 2. Now, slope, we have to calculate. And that's where we go back to our equation. Slope equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now we know we have the 0, 2, so let's use that. And then I'm going to find another point. I'm going to use this 4, 4. So we substitute into the equation. Now remember, this is x sub 2, y sub 2, I'm going to call this one x sub 1, and y sub 1. So I'm going to take 4 minus 2, and then I have to take my x sub 2, which is 4 also, and subtract 0. That's going to make my math really easy. So my slope is going to be 4 minus 2, which is 2. 4 minus 0 is 4. And that's going to be 1/2. Now that is m. So m equals 1/2. Therefore, my equation is going to be this 1/2 is my coefficient of x. And my intercept is up here. And it's a positive, so it's going to be plus 2. Okay? You can try the next ones. I'm going to draw the lines in, so I'm going to hit pause, and then you can do them too. Okay, I drew the lines in, so now re-hit pause, and then I'll work through them too. Okay, so let's see how you did. Now I used my intercept point of 0, 3. So my b is 3. Then I wrote the slope equation, which I'm supposed to do. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I then chose another point, and since I'm not real fond of working with negative numbers, I chose to work with 2, 4. And this, of course, is going to be my x sub 2 and y sub 2. This is going to be x sub 1 and y sub 1. So when I substitute, I get 4 minus 3 and 2 minus 0. That's going to be 4 over 2. And I got the wrong slope here. No, I got the right slope. Trying to do this lesson too much in a hurry, so I'm going to have to re-record this one for next year. My slope is going to be 1/2 because 4 minus 3 is 1. And 2 minus 0 is 2. That's going to be my m. So I substitute it into the equation. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. For number 3, my intercept is down here at 0, 2. 0, negative 2 rather, so my b is negative 2. I use my slope. This is going to be x sub 1, y sub 1. Again, can't get away from working with negatives here, but at least I can keep my x positive, so I chose 2, negative 5. Even if you chose one of the other equations, you will still, or one of the other points, you will still get negative 3 over 2. And my equation is then going to be negative 3 over 2x. Remember, it would have been plus negative 2, so I write it as negative 3 over 2x minus 2. Now my last line is a horizontal line, and the slope of a horizontal line is 0, but you still got to show me the calculation. My intercept is going to be at 0, 3, so my b is 3. I am going to choose 4, 3 as my second point. So this is my x sub 1, y sub 1, this is x sub 2, y sub 2. So I take 3 minus 3 over 4 minus 0. I'm going to get 0 over 4. That equals 0. Now remember, it would be 0 times x plus 3. But 0 times x equals nothing, so I don't write it. So therefore, my equation is y equals 3. Sorry this was such a quick lesson. And if you have questions, I'll be around to answer them tomorrow. So, scouting out.